Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video on what GrowPro is and how we help founders just like yourself launch and scale national online telehealth brands focusing on GLP-1 weight loss and wellness treatments, as well as other peptide treatments, and get you the opportunity to really understand what we do and get you over the next step in how do I break into this market? How do I, as a founder, whether you are a provider or not a provider, how do I go online and sell GLP-1s? How do I sell NAD? How do I sell Somorelin? How do I sell glutathione? All of these things we're going to cover in this short video. Let's go over FAQs first because that's where most people get stuck. Number one, you do not have to be a doctor to do this model. Number two, how fast am I going to make money? That all depends on your marketing budget. Remember, if you are selling semaglutide or GLP-1 treatments for literally $1 and nobody knows you exist, you're dust. So we'll talk a little bit about marketing in a little bit. Number three, what do I do about competition? Isn't this a saturated market? How am I going to show up? The answer to that is multi-platform exposure on social media, a really great website, and really great customer service and emails and SMSs on the back end. Remember, all of the big dogs out there, Hims, Hers, Mochi, Henry Meds, they all started off just like you, online, and it's a completely even playing field. It's not like having a brick and mortar, and we do this model for brick and mortars as well. But when you have a brick and mortar, it's all about what? Location, location, location. But when you're dealing with an online telehealth model, everything's online and it's an even playing field. Another FAQ people always ask is, what about social media? Do you guys do marketing? Do you post for me? What's involved with that? We have a kind of two-phase process with our national telehealth launch. Phase one is getting your brand, logo, design, breathing life into your vision, creating your website, which is basically a mobile responsive med commerce website that's easy to scroll and very responsive on mobile because we all know 90% of people shop and scroll from their phone. And then we get you set up with the automation with the software platform for your telehealth business. We connect you via API integration to the provider network. We connect you to pharmacies, both of which prescribe and ship to all states. And we get legit script for you. And we set up your merchant processing. Merchant processing for online medication is considered high risk, and you need high risk merchant processing. So we take care of all of those things for you in phase one. At the end of 9 to 12 weeks, I hand you the keys to a fully functional, compliant telehealth business. Phase two marketing, we do everything. Son, I could get you on the Las Vegas Sphere if you wanted, but let's be more practical. If you're looking for an online presence for social media across all major platforms, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, we can help you with posting, and we also do micro-influencer content. What's a micro-influencer? What's UGC content? That's user-generated content. It's the evolution of influencers. You know, the joke online is somebody with 1 million followers can't even sell a $28 t-shirt. The influencer market has evolved into creators that are giving their testimonials, that are giving their real world experience and sharing it with their audience and online. And we have a special team that does nothing but find, vet, contract, script, and monitor all of your influencers for your brand. We put all of that together on the marketing side, or phase two, to get you brand recognition, to get you social proof. And we use retargeting across several platforms to give you breadth and depth. So you're not a nobody anymore. You're someone to contend with. So what is GrowPro? GrowPro is something that came kind of as an accident for me. I've been in the digital marketing space for about 7 or 8 years now. I'm a licensed physical therapist of 26 years, and I accidented into medical aesthetics, IV hydration, and body sculpting and post-op recovery care marketing about 7 years ago. And before I knew it, I had 30 or 40 nurse practitioners and doctors doing their social media. That evolved into building websites. And I kicked and screamed all the way to the finish line with running Meta ads. But I took a leap of faith and I decided I need to be able to do this for my clients. So I was able to run ads across Meta for my clients that did medical aesthetics, IV hydration, post-op recovery care, med spa, lashes, body sculpting, you name it. And then about 5 years ago, when all of the GLP-1 medications really came on the scene, all of my practitioners said, I want to learn how to sell this stuff on Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. I want to sell weight loss packages. So I really niched down into the weight loss space. What can you say? What can't you say? What can you post? What can't you post? There's a ton of red tape. And I'm sure some of you watching this video have had your Facebook ads taken down or even had your Facebook or Instagram account disabled because of content violations. We know how to handle that red tape and keep you compliant and keep your accounts safe. So I niched down into the weight loss space, and about 3 years ago, a lot of white label telemedicine executives started seeking me out for help with their ads, funnels, social media, etc. And I didn't even know you could do that. I thought you had to be made of money and be like Hims and Hers and Ro.co and Henry Meds and Mochi and IVIM and Amble. But I reverse engineered it and I figured out you only need 5 things. You need providers to write prescriptions in all 50 states. You need pharmacies to fulfill prescriptions in 50 states. You need some kind of software hub to pull it together for automation and order tracking. And you need legit script to say the drug name in any of your social media marketing. And you need high-risk merchant processing. So I said, you know what, the heck with it. I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to give it a try. So my first venture with my first platform was an absolute dumpster fire. There were too many chiefs in the TP. I would ask for a coupon for $50 off in 3 days, and 18 countries later, I would get a coupon for 50% off. I had no autonomy. I couldn't see order status, so I parted ways. My second platform that I chose, they were very nice people, but they had an urgent care model, and little did I know that they had no experience in the GLP-1 space. Their user experience was very clunky. Patients were slipping through the cracks, so we parted ways. I have a team of 40 people. I've been doing marketing for 7 years, and I thought, how can it be this hard, right? How can it be this hard? I was just about to give up, and I found a software platform that really worked for me. It gave me autonomy. It was easy to use. I could change prices. I could change copy. I could change images. I could adjust the text messages, the email, whatever I wanted. And I hooked my brand up to that. I decided to launch this brand as an experiment so I could learn more what my founders and my executives and my clients were looking to do. And what happened was I posted a piece of content on Instagram about a year ago that pointed to those 5 things on the screen: providers, pharmacies, software, legit script, and high-risk merchant processing. And before I know it, my phone started blowing up and people were asking me to help them start their own telehealth businesses. And I said, you know what? I'm not only going to do this, but I'm going to break the mold and I'm going to create a blueprint to prevent people from having to deal with what I dealt with, to give you the ease of access, to give you efficiency, break down every single step week by week, every document that you need, every social media account that you need, every single step. And that's what I've built with GrowPro. So you don't have to fall on every sword and hit every pothole like I did. I have launched over 50 brands in the past 9 months, and all of them are still operational. That's another FAQ. The next FAQ people ask is, well, how much money are they making? Remember, guys, I am not the CMO for these companies. I'm not the chief marketing officer. I don't have access to the back end of all of these companies, but they're all thriving and they're all getting patients. How do they do that? Because they have a compliant, functional, beautiful business and website and brand that attracts clients and has retention. Let's talk about retention. What's the average time that somebody stays on as a client or a patient? It depends on the patient's needs. If someone's on a GLP-1 and they're morbidly obese and they have 50 plus pounds to lose, they could be on GLPs for 6, 9, 12 months. But microdosing is a very profitable and very prolific kind of extension of the GLP treatments. As people have lost their weight, they've hit their target goals. Now we see a lot of people that are using GLPs for microdosing to not only maintain their weight, but for metabolic reasons, for keeping their A1C in check, for dealing with Hashimoto's or anti-inflammatory diseases, PCOS. As you know, some of the branded medication, if you don't know, has already been approved for treatment of other medical conditions such as obstructive sleep apnea, and it's in clinical trials for acute kidney injury. There's a lot of research on dementia and Alzheimer's. So if you're sitting there saying, oh, I don't know, I'm really interested in this, make no mistake about it. Number one, the feeding frenzy is in January, and that's when all of the United States is looking to what? Get fit, look great, and feel the best that they can. That's the nature of New Year's resolutions. And if you are able to get your telehealth brand up and running and started, that gives you an opportunity to grab that first quarter revenue in the next year for you to position your brand to be able to sell whatever comes down the pike. When you think about weight loss drugs, this is the most prolific class of medications since antibiotics, right? They work. And there are probably over 60 more of these drugs in similar modalities that are in clinical trials as we speak, including retatrutide, which is supposed to launch mid to late 2026. So if you have been kind of getting these thoughts and these visions and you're excited about starting your telehealth, but you're overwhelmed by the tech, you're overwhelmed by social media, you're overwhelmed by what the expense may be, remember the average patient profit is about $150 for GLP-1 medication. If you have 50 patients in your platform, and that could be a mix of referrals, affiliates, influencers, friends, family, your network, not even spending a dime on Meta, okay? I'm sure you've got 20 people in your phone right now that are on these drugs, and if they support you, they would switch to your platform. But let's say 50 patients covers your operating expenses and about a $3,000 a month ad spend budget on Meta. $3,000 a month is $100 a day with 50 patients. And this gives you an opportunity with a very low barrier to entry financially and a huge opportunity for margin for a national online telehealth business. You're going to be poised to sell medications that work. You're going to be in line to sell the next new amazing medication that works, whether that's weight loss, whether that's some type of peptide, whether that's a wellness drug, hormones. And you're going to be able to get a piece of this over $70 billion industry that is absolutely booming. When you think about who is my target avatar here, we're not selling lashes to 20-year-olds on TikTok that don't have a budget. We're selling multi-$100 prescriptions to people between 30 and 55 years old that have expendable income and they want to look and feel great. Biohacking, longevity, metabolic health. These are words you can't go on any platform or any website without seeing this trend, this movement, and it's not going anywhere. Now is your opportunity to break the mold, take the first step. You're already watching this video, and let us help you get your telehealth business off the ground in the next 90 days. All you have to do is email me at hello@kickstartsocial.co, not .com. You can go to this website, growpro.co, or you can find me on social media on Facebook and Instagram at zenjessica_official, or my agency at Kickstart Social Pro. It has been an absolute pleasure meeting with you today, and I thank you so much for watching this video. We will be able to handle any question that you have, answer questions for you about budget, pricing, return on investment, social media, influencers, marketing, everything, because this is where I have lived and this is what I've been doing for 7 years. And I did it myself. So I have skin in the game. I wouldn't sell you this Kool-Aid if I didn't make it and drink it myself. And if you've talked to anybody else in this space that's selling consulting, or they're selling a get rich quick scheme, or they're selling you the dream, ask them one question. Let me see your GLP-1 telehealth site and how is it doing? Come on over to our opportunity with GrowPro, seasoned team of veterans who have been in the marketing space, who have been in the GLP-1 space, who have been in the wellness space. And I've created 50 brands in the past 90 days. And we want your brand to be our next success story. I can't wait to see you on the other side.